Let's dive in. We're very excited for this webinar today. We're going to talk about some of new features that we've been working on really over the course of the past year or even several years, based on some feedback that we've gotten from you, from the clients that we're working with, the people that we talk to all day, and the people that we're trying to help out the most. I know registered today, we had a mix of both people who are using our Signpost core platform and our live receptionist service only. So if you're one of our people who has our Signpost core platform, these features are available to you right now at no additional cost within your Signpost account. When you log into your account, you'll be able to see these features and get some of them set up. Those of you who are taking advantage of our live receptionist service, but aren't taking advantage of that the service where we are able to send automated messages and drive reviews to your clients, this feature will be something that you can always add on to your service if you'd like to kind of get the full communication package using the Signpost platform. So just some information for you on either services that you already have and can take advantage of, or some things that will be available to you to add on to your existing live receptionist service. So to give you a little introduction to myself, my name is TJ Jones. I'm the Senior Manager of Training and Development here at Signpost. So I've been around here and working with our clients for over 5 years, very in the loop with the issues that you all are dealing with on a day-to-day from talking to so many of our clients. And I'm very excited to show you these features that we're about to roll out to you as well. As I mentioned, you Signpost clients, you've got access to these features already. Anybody who's got live receptionist platform, we're going to be able to show you what is possible if you're adding on these the supplemental Signpost software. So let's go through the agenda for today. First, we're going to walk through what we've heard from a lot of you about the difficulty of managing all these leads that are coming in from multiple lead sources, people that are reaching out to your business and your need to respond to them quickly so that they don't move on to another business, while also trying to maintain your day-to-day and make sure that the operation of the business still runs smoothly. We're going to walk through how to set up some of these new features that we've created within the Signpost account or the Signpost mobile app. We'll walk through the setup process on Facebook Messenger, our Angie lead automated follow-up, and some missed call automated follow-up. We'll talk about the need to eliminate a business toggling between tabs and searching for messages from prospects or clients across multiple different lead sources. We know from talking to all of you that has been a struggle for many businesses in the past. I'll show you how to incorporate our new messaging hub into the day-to-day of your business so that you can use these features and make sure that you're taking advantage of what you have and not sacrificing anything from the business, so that things are running smoothly and overall saving you time. Mostly, like I mentioned, we want to be saving all of you as much time as you can so that you can spend your time doing what you're the best at, managing your clients, helping out with everything, and let us kind of facilitate this initial communication with people. As we're going through, if you do have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We will do some Q&A at the end. So I would recommend maybe saving questions until the end so that I can address those once we get to the end of this webinar. But you do have a chat bubble. Feel free to type some things in there, and we'll be happy to answer those at the end on the last slide. But I may just answer your question as we're going. So I would recommend hanging tight on those questions. So first, let's talk about speed to lead and why it's so important. As most of you, I'm assuming, already know, summer is a very busy time for many of our clients, for many businesses, really. Lots of people may be reaching out to your business. You could have people coming in from, Facebook, Google, Angie, leads coming in. People are trying to get that last minute work done or schedule some jobs with your business. And we also know that if you're not responding to these people quickly, there's a decent chance, in fact, a very good chance, that they're going to move on to a different business, especially in those bigger cities or industries where there may be a lot of options for a potential customer. They're going to wait a few minutes to see if you can get back to them. Or talk to them about their job, and then they'll maybe move on to the new business. And that's one of the things that we're trying to help solve for. Consumers these days, particularly the younger generation, as we all know, people don't like to wait to get a response from somebody. So if they're leaving a voicemail, chances are they're not going to wait too much longer to get a response from that business, or maybe they're not even leaving a voicemail at all. If a call is missed, they may just hang up and go on to the next business without leaving a voicemail. And we're trying to get ahead of that issue as well. Statistically, 78% of jobs are going to go to the business that responds first. So you want to be the first person to respond to this customer when they are in need of a job being completed. So whatever your industry is, roofing, plumbing, something different. If somebody is reaching out to you, you want to be the first person to respond so that you can lock down that job and continue growing your business. Another interesting statistic, businesses that respond within 5 minutes convert 100 times more leads that way compared to responding in 30 minutes. So that speed is a huge factor. Consumers much more often than not are not going to wait 30 minutes for a call back to a voicemail. They're in speed mode. They want someone to get back to them right away. So the question now becomes, how are we going to make sure that you all are responding to your customers quickly? You're the first person to respond so that they're not working their way down the list of other businesses they could work with. And how are we going to do that without needing you to disrupt your other tasks or stop what you're doing, drop what you're doing to jump on that lead right when it comes through? That's where these tools are coming in. And that's why we created these, is because we want you guys to be able to lock down those jobs quickly. So what we did was we created some instant responders. And you can see the systems that we created these instant responders for on your screen. We've got a Google Business Instant Responder, Facebook, Angie, which has just acquired Home Advisor not terribly long ago. And then obviously a lot of business is conducted through your phone as well. So we want to make sure that all those lead sources, we've got some instant responders that can be set up to send an instant response to someone who is inquiring in any of these lead sources. For each one of these lead sources or social media sites, the message that you're plugging in that's going to be instantly responded to the person reaching out can be totally customized to the business, and you can customize it between these different lead sources as well. We typically recommend plugging in sort of a screening question in your message, something like, what kind of service are you looking for? Maybe letting them know that you're unable to speak on the phone, but you can text, and asking them to sort of text you back with a little bit more information about the service that they're looking for. And then from their response, you've already gotten their attention, you've locked them down. Now you can wait and see that response and help prioritize who you're going to reach out to and when you're going to reach out to that customer. So the first one we'll talk about is Facebook Messenger. A lot of people are going on Facebook or on Facebook business pages to look for businesses. Facebook is doing a lot with helping people tag businesses in comments, so you can recommend certain businesses to your friends if they're looking to get certain jobs done. It's happening more and more people are looking at these Facebook business pages. And if that happens, there's a good chance they're going to send you a message on Facebook and inquire about your service, whether that's seeing if you're able to do some kind of specific service, or seeing if you can get a job set up with them based on a recommendation from one of their friends. So Facebook Messenger, it's a great way to stay engaged with anybody who reaches out to your Facebook business page. Our instant responder is able to connect directly to this Facebook Messenger system, so that when we're sending this instant response, it does come through directly on Facebook. It's not coming from a different place. With Facebook, we're not sending them a separate side message somewhere else. We are responding directly in that chat window to that Facebook message, as long as your Facebook page, business page, is integrated with your account. Another great thing with this feature as well, with Facebook, they're not going to know that these messages are coming through or being filtered through sort of a signpost account. It doesn't indicate that on the message. It's going to look exactly like a normal message that's coming through for the business. So once this feature is toggled on, we are only responding to new messages that are coming through. We're not going to trigger that to send out to all of your old messages. So we can make sure that moving forward, all these inquiries are getting that initial response, and you have more time and more freedom to respond to these messages when you're available. So the setup process, as you can see on your screen here, within your Signpost account, you can go right into that settings section and look at the instant response section. You can select Facebook Messenger. If you're not already connected between your Facebook business page and your Signpost account, it'll walk you through the process. It's very easy. We'll connect right to that business page. Once you're connected to the Facebook business page, you can toggle the feature on. If you've got our Signpost mobile app, which we're going to talk about very shortly here, you'll be able to select new contact instant response, and you can customize that message. So you can decide what you'd like it to say to auto respond to that customer when that message goes out. We will consolidate these messages within our new messaging hub as well, which we'll talk about shortly. Now, talking about Angie or Home Advisor, I know many of you are familiar with Home Advisor, which was acquired by Angie's List, which rebranded to Angie. So a lot of names there, but hopefully you're following along with me. If you're using this lead generation service, this is another one where it's very important to respond quickly. These leads are coming through. Oftentimes these can be expensive leads, and we want to make sure that you're able to jump on them quickly. So obviously there are many service providers in the area that are jumping on these leads, whether they're giving them a ring or responding to them immediately when that request comes through. So with the Signpost platform, we're going to allow you to bypass all those phone calls and just send that automated text message. We know that more and more homeowners are kind of preferring to talk about their jobs via text instead of answering a call potentially from an unknown number that they don't recognize, and then you potentially playing phone tag with them. So typically, in our experience, the homeowners will be happy to coordinate with you over text about their job that they'd like to have done. Another big benefit to this service with these Angie leads is that we are texting the business owner's direct cell phone number. It's not that sort of hidden number that comes in when you get the Angie lead. It's going to go right to their phone so that you can then coordinate and collaborate with that potential customer about the job that's coming up. So the text is sending from your specific text marketing number that's specific to your business. That text conversation can be carried on within the Signpost account in the messaging hub, whether that's on your desktop or if you've logged in on your phone, your mobile phone within the Signpost app. If someone tries to call you back, or if they're calling you from the number you're texting from, that call is being forwarded directly to your business line. So it's going to come through to the business exactly like it always has. That number is a forwarding number that allows us to send out texts to customers and keep those messages separate from your personal conversations in your cell phone. So the setup process on this, if you can see on the right side of your screen here, very similar to the Facebook integration and Facebook Instant Responder, going to settings within your Signpost account and selecting Angie under the Instant Response section. If that Angie account has not yet been connected to your Signpost account, it'll walk you through the process. That one's very easy as well. You just need your account number and a couple other little pieces of information. Once you're connected your Signpost account to your Angie account, you could toggle this feature on and create that custom message that will go through or go out to those customers who are inquiring. Once again, something like, hey, would love to work with you. Can you tell me a little bit more about the job that you're looking to have done? Let them respond, and then you can take it from there. Now, for the next step, we want to make sure that all of you both are aware that we have a Signpost mobile app and have it downloaded if you have time. So I'll give a couple of minutes here, allow you to download this app if you don't have it already. If you are using our Signpost core platform, so you're using us for the automated messaging, review generation, feedback generation, and using those services through the Signpost account, you can manage all those things on our app on your phone. We've got a QR code for the app on the Apple App Store on the left. So if you have an iPhone or an Apple product, you can scan this QR code using your cell phone camera. On the left, it'll pull up a link and that'll let you download the app within the App Store. Same thing with Google Play. So if you're using a phone that has the Google Play App Store rather than the Apple App Store, you can scan this QR code on the right. That'll pull up the app within the Google Play Store. So I'll give you a moment. Feel free to scan that and download the Signpost app if you do have those features. And you'll be able to manage your Signpost account and these instant responders moving forward on your cell phone, which is very beneficial. The mobile app, as you're getting that all downloaded, the mobile app is great in that you can have multiple people signed into it at once. So with our messaging hub specifically, the place where all these conversations are going to be consolidated, you'll see all of the messages right in there. So if you've got somebody working in the office compared to maybe a technician who's out on the road, they can be signed into the same app at the same time. They can read these conversations and be fully in the loop with what's happened with these clients before they're going out to complete this job. You can use that mobile app to send and receive phone numbers, videos. We'll go over all the different features in just a few slides here, but great thing to have for you and anyone else who's using Signpost or operating within this messaging hub from your business. All of you can take advantage of the same account using the same login. We can also add on additional users at no extra cost to your Signpost account. So if you'd like that to be done, just let us know. I'll go ahead and move on here. So our missed call instant response feature, as I mentioned, calls that are coming through, if you're on a job site or you're getting multiple calls at once, these calls may be going to voicemail. Oftentimes customers may not even be leaving voicemails. They're just going on and looking for a new business to call. So if you're able to connect this, or if you are connecting this feature and you're able to start using these, to set up this feature, you're going to the settings section in that mobile app. And this is, to clarify, within the mobile app, because we're needing to do some phone forwarding with this step. So going to settings and instant responses, clicking on set up phones, and then clicking add a new phone. It'll give you a drop-down menu of the different phone carriers that you have, or the phone number that you're going to be forwarding. So you've got both of that information. If the number that you're forwarding is the phone that you have in your hand, maybe it's your cell phone, the same one you have the Signpost mobile app on, you can hit the button that says continue to dial forwarding number. If the phone number that you want to forward is a different phone, maybe you're on your cell phone with the mobile app and you want to forward a business line, we'll give you a phone number that you can key in the code that's on the screen on that phone, and then go ahead and dial. Once that call connects through and you hear the dial tone, your forwarding is all connected. You can hang up the phone. We're all ready to go and use these features. Now, with the missed call incident response, then once those calls are missed, we'll be sending out that automated text message to those missed calls that are coming through while that phone is forwarded. If they're getting that message right after they call, it's going to show the potential customer that you care and that you're able to continue this conversation over text, which most consumers would be happy to do. So once that phone forwarding has been taken care of, you set up that instant response. You can update that as often as you want, toggle it off and on within the account if maybe sometimes you're busier than others, or sometimes you may or may not want to take advantage of this instant response feature. So really flexible and a great way to reach out to customers while you may be doing a job, or maybe you're on your personal time. Maybe it's after work hours or on the weekend and you'd like to be enjoying your time. Let this kind of take advantage of our auto instant responders, and you can kind of continue either managing your business or enjoying your personal life, which we all enjoy doing. Now with setup, this feature, as I mentioned, we're doing the setup on the mobile app. The message can be customized whenever you want from the desktop browser as well. So if you log in on your computer as opposed to on your phone, you can still go in and update that, the message that's sending out. It's just a phone forwarding process that needs to be done on the mobile app. So very easy there. As we're going through, once you're setting up these features, after the phone forwarding has been completed, create that instant response, you toggle it on, type in that custom text, and you can go from there. We'll send this text out to anybody who gives you a phone call, whether they leave you a voicemail or not, and you've got that auto response going out to them. So you got an example here on the left side of your screen. Oops. All right. Let me make this a little larger. Apologies. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you sign into your Signpost account. If you've got this core Signpost account, right under the settings section and instant responders, this is where you're going to be able to update that auto response that's going out to the customers who are calling that number. Okay, so let's talk about another problem that we've heard from clients just like all of you. The issue of having a bunch of tabs open and messages from a bunch of different sources and trying to pop back and forth between, Facebook, Google, Gmail, maybe a Signpost account within a bunch of different places you're clicking through, trying to stay on top of all these leads and having multiple conversations in multiple places at once. That's a lot for anybody to stay on top of. And as we talked about, it's important to be quick in these responses, particularly to that first response, and makes it even harder if you're jumping back and forth between multiple places. So we created this feature to solve for that, to solve for the problem of jumping back and forth between multiple lead sources, and also making sure that you're staying quick in your communication. We know that workers these days are spending up to 2.5 hours a day responding to these messages, and that's a very inefficient way to spend time. Instead, we're able to streamline everything into one place with our new messaging hub. So you can kind of see what that generally looks like here on this screen. As I mentioned, we talked about these instant responders that we have. You can see those instant responses happening in real time within this messaging hub if you're logged into your Signpost account, either on your phone or on the desktop. From that messaging hub, you can stay on top of all of your customer communication right in one place. It allows you to meet your customers where they are. If you've got a Facebook conversation going on, they are getting those responses on Facebook Messenger. If you get an Angie lead, they're going to get a text directly to their cell phone. If they are inquiring on Google, we can respond right in that platform. So making sure that we're reaching out to them where they inquired to you or where they preferred to be reached out to. And you can keep everything consolidated in one platform. So makes things nice and easy. Now, this messaging hub, some highlights of the messaging hub is that centralized place to stay on top of all your communication with your leads and your customers. Keep this separate from maybe some work communication. And within this messaging hub, you can do some awesome things like listening to voicemails or listening to those voicemail or seeing the voicemail transcripts. After a job is completed, you can automatically request a review at that time. If you don't want to wait for that automated message to send out, you can trigger those manually. You can see as reviews are coming through, see these instant responses come through in real time. So you can see how many people are being reached out to. Signpost account also allows you to do things like manage your contacts. You can send and receive pictures and videos, which is from what we've heard from the clients who are using this feature already, very convenient in being able to look at a potential job, send updates on how things are going. They can send you a photo of what needs to be taken care of. We've got a lot more features in the works that are to come with this messaging hub and with the Signpost accounts in general. So we're only going to continue expanding these features to cover more lead sources in all areas of communication. We'll always be looking for new integrations as well that we can connect with so that we are helping you combine all of these communication methods or these platforms into one convenient messaging hub. The great thing with these features as well, if you're using Signpost, you've got these features already. They don't cost you anything extra. They're included with your Signpost account. All you need to do is just set them up and start using them. The more you're able to utilize these features and incorporate these in your day-to-day, really the better that the features will perform for you. If you're able to adopt some of these features and use them kind of all in conjunction with each other, that is really how we've created them to make it nice and easy. Some great examples of clients using these features. We've got people that are able to manage their accounts on the run. We've got Marissa from Honest Abe, who's using the Angie instant responders. Let us know that previously she'd been kind of rushing to call everybody, but if people aren't responding to the phone calls, those texts have a much higher open rate, and people are reading these texts right away. So those texts that are sending to homeowners, we can bypass all the phone tag. We can bypass those phone calls and just send that right away. So we appreciate Marissa from Honest Abe in letting us know that. Now, as I've been going here, I'm sure some questions have come up. We will be sending out some video examples of how to set up these features after this webinar. So stay tuned on that. We're always happy to help you out on our support side as well. If you need help from a person in setting up these features, just send us an email, give us a call and let us know. We can always set up an appointment time and go through these, help you set them up. But I know that some other questions may have come up as we've been going through. So I'm going to take a look at messages here, see if we have any that may have come through. You can always send out any additional questions that you have. You can get in contact with us. My email is right there if any of you would like to reach out to me. We've also got our support team and our support number that we have available to you to send out. You're always able to reach out to support@signpost.com. and we can get back to you that way as well. Somebody asked, does this respond to missed calls? Yes, it does. Our instant response feature, once that forwarding is set up, those responses are coming through from your Signpost app. We're going to be able to text that using that Signpost text number to the caller that called. It's going to be that auto response that was set up for the missed calls. So you can customize that text that goes back to missed calls. Let's see, and then Ray, let's take a look. Let's photos appearing on that Conversations app. Interesting, Conversations. I'd love to maybe reach out to me separately. I'd love to look at that with you because everything should. I'm trying to think of the Conversations app compared to the messaging hub. So let's touch base on that. I want to make sure that I can chat with you and make sure that the right messages are getting into that messaging hub. And Frank, other sources in getting leads. It's a great question. Other sources to get leads, there's a lot of places to get leads, both, like I mentioned, in a paid way and in an organic way. Recommending to be using these social media sites and make sure you're getting your business in front of as many people as possible. Driving traffic and reviews to your online pages is a great organic way to have people find your business if you're not looking to do sort of supplemental paid lead generation. We always recommend getting your website and all your pages in front of as many people as possible, which is one of the advantages of sending out automated communication that drives customers to your pages like Google, Facebook, Yelp, et cetera. Recommending that you're getting those links in front of as many people as possible so that those pages can kind of be boosted up in search results is a great way to get more leads for your business as well. And we can always do our customer success managers within the Signpost customer success team are happy to do a full kind of strategy session with you about that. So feel free to reach out to support and just ask to set up a quick strategy session with your with a customer success manager, and we can go through all the different ways that we would recommend that you get more sort of leads for your business or more attention going to your business online. Rick, let's see. How does this work with answering services like Intelligent Office? I'm not familiar with Intelligent Office, but with many phone providers, you're able to just forward your line into the app. I would assume that it works the same with Intelligent Office specifically. With those answering services, it may be something that you need to set up with your phone provider, where maybe after it's done ringing, if the call's not answered in a specific amount of time, it could forward. Those specific kind of use cases would be good to kind of troubleshoot with our support team. So another thing that would be great to set up a time and just chat with us about that individual situation specifically. All righty. Let's take a look. Greg is using that answering service and gets a text when somebody calls. So how do you import the contact information into Signpost contacts when somebody calls? That's something that we're working on. We are able to, when those messages come through, you've got that contact information. So when the text comes through, you can plug that into the Signpost app as a contact. There's a button that just lets you plug in name, phone number, and or email. And you can get that person in your phone right away and send them that follow-up request if you'd like, or you can get a message sent out to them. But right now with the live receptionist service, you'd need to either keep a list of the people that reach out, or just manually, when you get those messages, plug that into the Signpost app. Moving forward, the goal is to kind of get those communicating more with each other. So hopefully we'll have a way to get those into the system on an automated basis in the future here. But that's an awesome question. And I think we've covered all of them. So unless there's any others, like I mentioned, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm happy to elaborate on some of these things. We've also got our support team, which is awesome. They'll answer any emails. If you, they can answer phone calls as well. If you get our voicemail, definitely leave us the voicemail. We'll call you back as soon as we're not helping out another client. But otherwise, unless there's anything else. Oh, I do have one more question before we wrap up here. Let's see, clients submitting reviews on Yelp. Oh yeah, this is an interesting question with those Yelp reviews that are coming through. Yeah, so Yelp, with Yelp reviews, they have what they call recommended and not recommended reviews. We recommend focusing on Google and Facebook as the primary automated review places to get your reviews, because Yelp will prioritize people's reviews who are regular Yelp users. So if they have multiple reviews that have been left, if they've got friends on Yelp, I'm not sure exactly what they factor into it, but people who are regular Yelp users will have their reviews recommended, whereas people who are not regular Yelp users may have their reviews go into that not recommended section, which are not displayed or factored into your direct review rating. So what that means is, if you are sending a review request to people to go to Yelp that aren't regular Yelp users, there's always that chance that if they're not a regular Yelp user, that review is going to go into that not recommended section. So my recommendation there would be to make sure that you're driving as a primary to Google, because it's something like 93% of searches go through Google. So Google is the most used site for that type of thing, for viewing those reviews in general. So I'd recommend people who are regular Yelp users, let them leave those reviews on Yelp, and people who may not be, focus primarily on Google and Facebook, who don't have the same recommended versus not recommended reviews thing. So that's what I would typically recommend in that situation, Patrick. But as far as reviews coming through with the automated generation, it's not something with the generation. It's more that those reviews were potentially coming from people who weren't regular Yelp users. So Let's see, Nicole, yes, we will be sending out a recording of this webinar. So yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to us if you'd like more specific information. And we're happy to dive into that with you, but we will be sending out a recording. So take a look at that. You can reach out to me as well. And I'd be happy to facilitate with you, either get you an appointment with one of our customer success managers or just talk to you myself and go over some of these things. So looks like, let's see. Oh, Patrick, contacting the customer success manager. I'd recommend reaching out to our support team. They can get you in contact. Feel free to email me as well. You've got my email there on the screen. I can get you in contact. But best way is usually just either call or email our support line. And actually, I don't have the support line in front of me right this moment. If you check our website or just Google Signpost support line, that number should pop up. We'll have that in our follow-up emails as well. So take a peek at that. But either way, we'd love to get you in contact. We can schedule that. You could take up to 30 minutes in one appointment slot and just chat about really whatever you'd like with driving those reviews to different review sources, Patrick. Perfect. Okie doke. Well, we'll leave it there. Anything else that comes up afterwards, or if I didn't, give a great answer to any of those questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your day. We're looking forward to continuing to work with all of you. And if you need something, just reach out to us. Have a great day, everybody.